San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Michael Jimenez. Halftime.
Yes, sir. It's halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM, soon to be 103.3 FM. We're on the go at sasportsstar.com. My name's Michael Jimenez, your host from 12 to 2. Hope everyone's having a good Wednesday. I love Wednesdays. I say it every Wednesday that I get to play with Rudy J. What's going on, my man?
My guy. What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing here on the halftime?
Dude, it's the best part of the week, man. I get to play with Rudy because, man, we talk sports, pop culture, we talk nostalgia, lots of nostalgia in
marriage.
This show.
We talk a lot of marriage too.
Yeah,
I think we talk a lot of
girly
marriage.
drinks. I think is going to be on the agenda today.
Are we doing girly drinks?
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. But big show. We're live on Facebook and YouTube, by the way. Just like and subscribe. San Antonio Sports Star. You can leave a comment. Kielbasa Bacon phone lines are always open at 656 ESPN. Big show, as I said. We got a Woj bomb late last night. I was about to fall asleep, and all of a sudden, a Woj bomb involving the Spurs. They just sent Bryn Forbes packing. We'll break down that trade at 12:15.
Yeah, you sent the WhatsApp. It was like, what's meant? Like in my mind, that's the last thing I'm thinking. I'm thinking of something funny. I didn't know what it was. The last thing I was thinking was it was a Spurs trade.
It was so funny that I saw it the second that it got posted.
Oh, so you just happened to be on scrolling.
I was on there scrolling, and then Woj dropped that bomb that Bryn Forbes had been traded.
Because normally that would come from Carl at that time of night. Because I know he's a vampire too, even though we got to go to bed early.
So
when it came from me, I was like, what the hell is Jimenez doing burning the midnight oil?
I had to check and see that it was his legit page.
Did you check the verified?
Yeah,
because the fake Schefter has gotten me.
Yes, exactly. Fake
on
Adam
air.
Schefter. Yeah.
On air. Schefter's gotten me. The fake Ian Rappaport has gotten me.
Yeah.
There's maybe one other account that's got me, but I've gotten. I'll admit.
I don't blame you, man. The internet's just so weird these days.
And because I'm so thirsty to tell my friends first, that's how you get. That's how you get got, right?
It's like people who are proud to be the first to tell you that someone died, like Betty White or anybody like that, Bob Saget. Like you don't have to say that you're first. I mean, come on, man. Let it let it breathe.
When and I think it's the 2-year anniversary is coming up. When the buddy that told me about Kobe, he's such a butthole.
Yeah.
I was like, no way. You know what I mean? Because I know my butt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He was like, and he said it all. He was like, Kobe died in a helicopter. Tigers playing this week. And I was like, wait, what? And I go and check, and I'm like, damn, this really happened. And then I got mad. I went back into the chat, like, how dare you talk about Tiger Woods is playing this week? Oh my God, just died in the helicopter. I was mad at him for like 3 days. I don't think I talked to him for like 3 days.
I don't blame you. And that was one passing there that was so unexpected.
Yeah.
And you're right. The 2-year anniversary is coming up.
Right. January 2020.
It was like January 29th, I think. 27th.
Okay. Weird couple days for me because I'm a Kobe groupie. So that was a rough couple days for me. I'm not looking forward to the 29th.
Okay, so again, 12:15. We're talking about the trade. 12:30 breakdown the OKC Spurs game tonight. Spurs
10 wins away. You see my StreamYard name. I'm gonna be doing the countdown.
Nice.
I'm gonna just do the countdown now. I don't know how long I'm gonna be at 10. I don't know how long I'm gonna be at 9.
You're gonna be a number till April at least.
No, don't be so mean.
12:45. Guess who turned 60 years old? I read this last night.
Who?
60 years old. Jim Carrey, the comedian Jim Carrey from In Living Color. We know all the movies like The Mask and Ace Ventura and the Truman Show. Let's talk about his career, what he's done in his career. And it's finally here. It's movie review Wednesday, 1:30. Blood in, blood out.
I'm mad you didn't do Urban Cowboy. I was upset with you, but then I was like, I wasn't upset, but I've watched Urban Cowboy so much. I can't wait till you get to that one. Nice. I know you let the people decide. So whenever you get to it, we'll get to it.
What's funny is that last week we had phone calls coming in before I gave a thing for Tombstone, a review for Tombstone. And it was so crazy. They're calling into the show. I hadn't even given my review and they were already upset. And I was like, man, Blood in, Blood out's going to be even worse because this is a Chicano Mexican thing.
Your
here.
card is on the line.
Very
you
much
might get
so.
your card revoked.
So again, that's at 1:30.
I'm looking forward to it.
But welcome to halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star again on ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Soon on 103.3. We get to reach out further, I guess, with the 103.3 number there.
Do you have it written down? Is it written down over there?
No, it's not. But
so you just remembered?
I'm just remembering. Yeah, I hear the commercials as I'm driving into work. But it's interesting. You mentioned the WhatsApp, and we have a WhatsApp here when it comes to us talking. It's me, you, it's Pledger, it's Carl, it's Rob, it's Jason, it's Ryan Angle. We all interact on WhatsApp. I
can't believe Ryan Angle joined. I thought he was going to be like, dude, I have no time for you guys.
Is Ryan Angle on the WhatsApp? I know he's on the Twitter.
He's on the WhatsApp.
He made it on the WhatsApp? Okay.
He's on there.
So, and that's Carl Schoenig, by the way, producing this show. Here's the thing about it, man, is that you sent a photo of me that I had posted online. I posted a photo on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter over the weekend.
So that's the only reason why I did it, because I was like, you put it to the public, so I'm going to just throw it to the WhatsApp.
Okay, of a date night I had with my wife, my beautiful bride. Our 10-year anniversary is coming up in a few weeks.
Nice.
And you send back my own photo by posting it on WhatsApp. And it says, quote, my guy MJ is drinking Smirnoff out of a purple can. I'm going to destroy him on Monday. But we had to wait till Wednesday for this. So I'm drinking a sugar-free Smirnoff at an axe throwing place, and you just completely roasted me over it.
You know what? But after I sent it, I do forget that, you're cognizant of what you put in your body.
Starting to be.
Like yesterday, like you came in here, you had broccoli and stuff, you got a Coke Zero today. So like, I forget. And I know the seltzer movement is for people that want to have some fun, want to let their hair down a bit, but don't want all the calories.
Yeah.
I get it. Because most of the time when you see people with the seltzer, most of the time they're like, oh, he's trying to watch his figure. But the purple can was a bit much, Jimenez. I'm gonna have to get you got to get you a seltzer.
But do you know what it tastes like though?
What, the Smirnoff?
Yeah, this one right here, the sugar-free Smirnoff.
I've only had Truly and the other one.
This one tastes.
What did it taste like?
Like clearly Canadian. Remember the black cherry, clearly Canadian from the 90s?
Yeah.
Man, I love that stuff. Every day after high school.
Oh, the little clear bottle?
The clear bottles. And it had like the berries on, like the picture of the berries on top.
I remember.
Dude, that was legit, man. I used to spend so much money. Before people would throw money away at Starbucks, it was clearly Canadian back in the 90s. That's what it tastes like. So it's very nostalgic for me.
I didn't like them, but you had to have a bottle. I always had a half full bottle because I didn't even like it, but it was just cool to have. You know what I mean? You were cool if you had the clear bottle of clear Canadian.
Now, were you ever an MD 2020 kind of guy?
Of course, we all were.
Dude. That's I mean, I don't blame you. The orange one was mine.
So check this out. This past July, for my birthday party that was at my brother-in-law's bar, we went nostalgia on them. I hit my sponsor up, texted your liquor. I said, yo, I need 20 bottles of MD 2020. And we put M-Dog 2020 and Sprite in these little, those little plastic bags you could drink out of. It looked like Capri Suns.
Yeah.
And we had those for our birthday. Everybody was feeling good, but I'm sure everybody was sick the next day. So I had Mad Dog and just had some Mad Dog in July just to have fun.
And you can't go to a place like QT and get MD 2020. You have to go to an old school convenience store.
You
right?
got to go to the convenience store that you would not get gas from.
Like Picnic.
The ones you like, I ain't putting gas here.
Yeah, I use the ATM there.
Like the place that you don't put you won't put gas, that's where you get an MD. That's where you get your 40s, etc.
And the ones that do sell them are proud because they've got all 15
They got
flavors.
19 flavors. I'm like, and sometimes when I see it, I'm like, who's still drinking this? Because I think our kids have graduated. Perfect example, you have an older daughter. Well, how old is your daughter though?
18.
Oh, okay. She's not of age yet. My 25-year-old daughter, she's not drinking MD.
Yeah.
So I don't know who's drinking it.
So if you pull it out from that convenience store, it's very possible it's been there since 98.
Easy. easy been aged 20 years. Nobody's
it's so funny.
only people that have to be drinking that are people that are like, you down to your last few dollars and living on, I don't know. I don't want to be disrespectful, but you got to be on rough times to drink an M-Dog in 2022, unless you're having fun like I did in my birthday.
All right, let's go back to girly drinks. Are you telling me at all that you don't do any girly drinks
I think
at all?
the most girly drink I do, I'm a big mimosa guy. Like if I'm doing Sunday Fun Day,
yeah,
and we go to brunch, I'll do mimosas. But I don't know, is mimosa?
I don't consider it. I mean, I get mimosas all the time. I don't consider it girly.
Me neither. So I don't know. What's the girliest you go?
That's a good question. I think I got Long Island iced tea when I was 21.
No, that ain't
not
girly.
girly.
That ain't girly, dog. No, that put hair on your chest.
I'm just thinking of names. Yeah. Can't think of any names.
Yeah, me neither. Because I'm a bourbon and whiskey guy.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
So I damn sure never had a purple can black cherry Smirnoff.
Okay. You know what?
I'm just saying. That's girly, right, girl? A purple can black cherry Smirnoff seltzer.
I'd say something like cranberry vodka tends to be what girls drink.
Yeah. But sometimes it also depends on the setting, right? Because if I go to Rue Pub and I order a pina colada, that's kind of girly.
That's borderline.
But if I'm, on the beach,
borderline.
if I'm at the beach,
that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Like
so
if you're in
weird.
Tulum or something and you Zima. Remember Zima? Remember Zima? I did start off in the game when I first really started drinking. I did start off in the game cherry vodka sour.
Cherry vodka sour. That was your first drink?
Like, when you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
You just want flavor.
That's a good question.
You want flavor because you're scared. Because when you let's be honest, alcohol's nasty. So when you're starting off in the game, nothing tastes good. Beer was disgusting. I think my uncle gave me a beer at my 9th birthday.
Yeah.
And I hated it. It was the most disgusting thing I ever had. Vodka, come on, when you first start, it's nasty. So you're looking for flavor when you first come in the game. So I started, cherry vodka sours, then watermelon, star blankers.
Oh yeah.
The star blankers.
Yeah.
Is that girly? Is the star blanker
very,
girly?
very much so, man. Very much so. Purple geckos and and the woo woos. So you had to say woo woo after doing that shot. Mario Cavazos on Facebook Live says Strawberry Hill.
Which one was that?
Oh, Strawberry Hill was it was kind of like St. Ives or something like that.
Oh,
that was the other one.
Gotcha.
But man, the girly drink I had when I first started drinking was probably like tequila sunrise. But again, that's not too girly. But it's colorful. It kind of margaritas or I mean that's an interesting one there.
Margarita is unisex.
It's sugary, but it's not girly.
Now margarita's unisex for sure. Margarita's unisex.
Let's divide this up. There's the frozen margarita, and then there's the non-frozen on the rocks.
You know what? My wife made me a fan of on the rocks. My wife hates slushies. Like I don't know. She just hates slushies, and she would get her margaritas on the rocks, and I was like, "You're a weirdo." And then I had it, and I was like, "You know what? I'm able to finish it." Like when you have a Boone's Farm, that's girly. Oh my god! But when you have the slushy margarita, it takes a while.
Yeah,
because you don't want to get a brain freeze. But you get one on the rocks, you can get your rhythm.
Yeah. I can't do that because I'll drink it in 4 sips.
Yeah.
Have you drank with Carl?
I have not.
Didn't know.
I have a couple times.
So
actually.
The first time I went to Slackers, he's knocking back 16 ounces, like they're the little cup of water you get at the golf course.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, why are you drinking so fast? You have friends. We all have a friend that's a fast drinker.
Yeah.
Carl's a fast drinker.
I drink a lot of liquids.
Yeah. So, but
someone's reaching out
margarita.
To us
Now, the one thing I don't do, and it's silly, and it's one of those things that as men, we're stupid. Like, I don't dress my beers. I'm not going to be walking around the club or a bar licking my bottle.
You have to, man.
No,
if it's a Dos Equis, okay.
Mike, what do you know what you look like walking around licking the bottle?
I get that, but there's also people walking around having Blue Moon with a big old orange wedge on the side. I judge that person more than the person who wants salt and lime with their Dos Equis, because the salt and lime goes with the taste, man. Not this.
Do you lick the bottle in public?
I do. Gonna be completely honest with you. But again, that's the whole thing. Wasn't that in the movie Boomerang? How you don't get drinks with straws? That was the other.
And I don't like drinking my whiskey with the straw, but I don't trust people to wash dishes properly.
Yeah.
So if I'm out, I will do it with the straw. If I'm at home, no straw. But at a bar, like, I don't know if y'all really wash this dish properly for me to put my lips upon it.
Mario on Facebook Live says, kamikaze shots on Sundays at Joe's Volcano.
Wow. Remember sweet tarts? Sweet tart shots? See, sometimes when you're on a budget, the girly shots, you can get 12 because they're $3. And then you can look like a boss. You just walking up with 12 shots. You know what I mean? I'm just looking like a boss. Like, I just got 12 shots. It was only $36, but I'm a boss.
Carl, tell me your favorite drink, man. Tell me your favorite like cocktail that no one knows how to make. Do you ever go to like the bartender and they go, "Oh, I don't know how to make that"?
You know, it's been a while. I don't think I've gotten one since 2020. But I think a good testament. I want to say it's called a Colorado Buffalo.
Oh wow!
It's very tasty, smooth, a little milky. And I don't know if that is actually the name of it. That might be the school, the University of Colorado, the Colorado Buffaloes. Let me see, but it's something buffalo. It's like a white buffalo or something along those lines. It's a really unknown drink, but if the bartender knows how to make it, they're a good bartender.
Now, this is the thing with mixologists. They make the best drinks, but you have to wait so long at mixology places.
Yeah.
Like if you're the fourth guy and they have to set something on fire, you know what I mean? And then they got to flip the cups. By the time you get to you're just like, dude, just give me a beer. Like, I don't even want you to like do another 5-minute drink for me. Like they're talented and the drinks are fantastic. But mixology places, you have to wait too long for your drink.
Ever go try to get a drink at the Pearl? And it's like, you know what? I'm going to order it now because by the time it's ready, I'll be wanting it, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
But my drink of choice that no one knows how to make.
What is it?
And it's not like my favorite drink, but I like to order it sometimes. I guess it is one of my favorite drinks, but it's just, it's concerning when I have to tell the bartender, here are the ingredients. This is how I want it made. Okay. It's something called a 3-legged monkey.
I haven't heard of this.
And that is a shot of Crown Royal.
Okay.
With amaretto.
Okay.
And pineapple juice.
It sounds refreshing.
It is amazingly good.
It's called what?
A 3-legged monkey.
I'm going to try that.
Deceptively strong, but it's so funny because it's only 3 ingredients. And I just tell them that's how they make it. And then they get the straw, and then they want to taste it. They're like, I got to make one of those for me, you know? So
have you ever had the alligator bite? It's like 3 different colors with the Jaeger. That's those
Jaeger.
Things. Hey, those will, you got to Uber. If you're going to do Irish car bombs or you're going to do alligator bites, you have to Uber. What's up, Carl?
So it's actually called a Colorado Bulldog, and it's very similar to a White Russian. So that's the name of my drink.
Okay.
Yeah.
Colorado Bulldog and a 3-legged monkey. I will be trying both of those. Now, when I went to Destin with a bunch of my golf buddies, and we'll move on because I know you got other things to get to. One thing they hit me to, Bailey's and coffee. Because when you're on vacation, everybody starts drinking at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Bailey's in your coffee, change your life.
Dude, Vegas right now, when I go to Vegas, I used to be able to party every day. Oh, 3-day trip? I mean, drunk all 3 days. I can't do that, man. I'm like Tim Duncan in his last years. Play like an all-star one night, and then I got to have rest the next because I'm not doing back-to-backs, baby. But welcome to halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. We're on the go at sasportstar.com. Speaking of the Spurs, Woj bomb dropped last night.
Crazy. Well, not
3-team
really.
trade. Why is it that when I picture this trade happening, I picture the Spurs front office picking up the phone and it's a rotary phone and picking this up?
Why are you doing this? What do you mean?
Because I don't know, man. It was so funny because I spent 30 minutes trying to dissect this trade. And basically, it was a 3-team trade. The Spurs traded Bryn Forbes to the Denver Nuggets, who need a shooter.
Help out Jokic so he can work.
Yeah, and the Nuggets won this trade. I mean, it just is what it is.
I feel you.
The Celtics get 2 injured players in Bol and DJ Dozier.
2, not 1, but 2.
But 2, yeah.
Yeah.
And the Spurs get power forward Juancho Hernan Gomez. I cannot say that fast, dude. Juancho Hernan Gomez.
Play-by-play guy.
Yeah.
Hernan Gomez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Power forward. You know, he's a 26-year-old from Spain.
Okay.
He was drafted 15th in the first round back in 2016.
Oh, damn. He was damn near a lottery pick?
Yeah. Very close to it. You know, he averages 5 points a game for his career, about a 35% shooter from 3. He's been bouncing around. He was with Denver for about 3 or 4 seasons, and then he went to Minnesota, most recently with the Celtics, but they traded him to the Spurs. Spurs also get a second-round draft pick, and I spent about 30 minutes dissecting this and checking out stats and looking at highlights, and then I realized something. Well, everyone's all excited on Twitter that the Spurs made a move. I realized that this might be the most boring trade I've ever seen in my entire life. And I put the question out there on Twitter, what's the over-under and the number of games this guy's going to play? I put the over-under at 1.
What do you mean when you say play? You mean DNPs or you mean let him go outright? What do you mean?
Is he going to sniff the court? Is he going to wear silver and black at any point and actually be on the court? Because I don't see it.
So you think they got him and they're going to release him?
Why not? I mean, his contract is not guaranteed next year. Just, I mean,
but if they did that, they'd have to pay him $7 million. It'd have to be a buyout, wouldn't it?
Well, no, because it's not guaranteed next year. So he's just with the team for the rest of the year. Maybe they'll buy him out. They get some draft capital in a second rounder, which, okay, it is what it is. You know, I mean, Manu Ginobili was a second round draft pick. So was Trey Jones, right? So the Spurs have had success. Joe Wieskamp was a second rounder as well. So it's not like you can't get somebody decent in the second round. It's more difficult than a first rounder, obviously. But I saw this whole thing. I saw this whole thing and I was like, you know, is it part of a bigger picture? Is it, are they doing a favor to, people on Pop's coaching tree? I mean, what was the point of all this? Because I would have thought that a 41% 3-point shooter was worth more. But I guess the silver lining is, what if they give Forbes minutes to Primo? And if that's
what I was, we talked about that in R&R. I hope that happens.
If that's the case, then I'm 100% supportive, because again, the assets that were collected, I don't see the Spurs actually ever using, because I mean, it's kind of crowded. I mean, Thad Young is better than Hernan Gomez, and he's not even playing.
Thad can still play. It's just, for whatever reason, they don't fit what they want to do. Who am I to argue with Pop? I mean, I don't get it. I wish Thad was playing because I know Thad, but to me, I feel like, for guys like you and Pledge, it goes along with what y'all want. Like, there's a guy that can play and he's not playing, we'll win less games.
Are you part of Team Tank as well, or do you want them to get the 10 spot?
Man, if you tell me, Rudy, we're racing to the door, I want to win. If we're playing pool, I want to win. Ping pong, I want to win. I'm super ultra competitive. So tanking for me is tough.
Well, I don't want to say tanking, because tanking to me sounds like, okay, well, we're going to go out there and lose on purpose. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. I guess
so you just want them to play Wieskamp, play Primo, play every young guy, and then just lose.
And if they win, they win. If they lose, they lose. But at least they get experience.
Look, and I heard you and Carl talking about this yesterday, and y'all said Chet, y'all said Jabari, and you said Pablo. For those guys, yes, I'll play me, you, Carl, Pledge, and Rob if I'm guaranteed to get one of those guys. You know what I'm saying?
I know, exactly. Yeah, and last night I was watching Paolo Banchero play.
What'd you think?
It was interesting. So Duke, he plays for Duke, and they lost they were upset by Florida State yesterday in overtime.
I saw.
Close game. Florida State got the game winner with about 5 seconds to go.
I saw that.
And, Devin Vassell on Twitter tweets out, FSU.
That's right.
That's right. So he's a Florida State Seminole himself. It was interesting because Banchero, you take a look at his stats and you would think that he had a good game, but they shut him down in the second half. In the first half, Banchero had 4 shot attempts. He made 3 of them. In the second half, he went 17 minutes before taking his first attempt. The reason why was that every time he got the ball down low, they were double and triple teaming him, and he had to kick it back out. So what ended up happening is towards the end of the game, they were giving Powell the ball at midcourt as opposed to trying to post him up. He was bringing the ball up, and man, he was balling out. Duke was down by 7 points with about 3 minutes to go. Duke ended up tying the game, went into overtime. Again, lost by 1, but Banchero did well when he had the ball in his hands. But what Florida State
when he kind of played point forward.
When he's playing point forward, because they weren't allowing him to post up.
The thing is with college, because I saw it happen to Trae Young in the tournament. Like when you watch Trae Young in the tournament, because in college you could do boxing ones. There's so many, you're pretty much in illegal defense at the NBA level. Like it's easy to take away a team's best player.
Yeah, it looked like they were playing a 1-3-1.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, so he's still number one. And then, and you can't do that to him at an NBA. You can't do that to him in the NBA.
Jabari Smith, though. Oh my God.
Jabari's number one? I don't know who's number one.
Oh my God, dude. We'll look at highlights.
I guess it depends on who gets the draft pick.
At this point, I think that Jabari's now like
universal
alone.
Number one.
I think more and more people are leaning in that direction. Carl, who do you want, man? Paolo or Jabari?
Jabari's leaning towards number one, and I will reserve the right to choose until after March.
Very nice.
Hey, March is when players make money.
That's right. That's right. March Madness. Hey, only 2 months away. Hey, this is
I'm
halftime.
ready.
We go till 2 o'clock. When we come back, let's talk about more about the Spurs. They're in action tonight against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And Dak Prescott walking back a statement that he said after the loss against the Niners. Kind of crazy. And then Blood in, Blood out, the review at 1:30. This is halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star.
I can't wait to watch you guys play.
We're ready for y'all.
Let's go.
The NFL playoff picture is coming together.
Let's go. Let's go.
Are you ready?
You got to go out there every play and earn it.
Hear it unfold on San Antonio Sports Star.
I like it.
We're serving up all the biggest games you can handle.
Dominate on 3. 1, 2, 3, dominate.
Get all the action live on San Antonio Sports Star.
180. Wait up.
ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Progressive Snapshot can save you money based on how you drive and how much you drive. So the safer you drive, the more money you could save. Now, if you didn't hear that because you were yelling at another car while driving, let me say it again. You need to calm down. Yelling is just making everyone as stressed out as you are and letting them all know that you definitely aren't trying to save with Progressive Snapshot. And if you did hear it the first time because you weren't yelling at another car, nice work. You'd love Snapshot from Progressive because it rewards safe drivers. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California and North Carolina or from all agents.
You say goodbye and I say hello.
With Mercari, your unneeded things can find a new life.
Hello, hello.
Easily list and sell,
I know why you say goodbye and I say hello.
or discover great finds.
Hello.
Buy or sell almost anything.
You say goodbye and I say hello.
Download Mercari on the app stores or at Mercari.com. Mercari, your marketplace.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game and a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Joe, I'm committed to getting into shape, working out, exercising every day.
Great idea, little fat buddy.
I've invented the perfect exercise machine. It's practical, efficient, and fits in any home. I give you the Row and Go. Ta-da!
The Row and Go?
It's a rowing machine that connects to your toilet, so you can row and...
Stop. Folks, at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC will help homes, schools, offices, and buildings stay in tip-top shape. Every plumbing issue, every AC problem, it's our mission to fix them as fast as we can at a fair price. From the penthouse to the outhouse, call Quarter Moon 651-5899.
The Row and Go. It's going to change the way we exercise. And here's my tagline, Row and Go. It's fitness while you do your fitness.
Make it stop.
Quarter Moon Plumbing and AC, 651-5899. That's 651-5899.
License number M13229 TACLA 000743458.
Get some green cash, money, money, money when you bring us your old or used Kubota equipment. That's dinero in your pocket. Or trade in for a brand new Kubota compact tractor, Kubota construction equipment, or whatever else you might have on your Kubota wish list. Breaking up is hard to do, but we're talking green, baby. So don't miss out on the Ewald Kubota Trade Orange for Green cash offer going on now. From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Company vehicles cause serious and deadly accidents on our roadways every year. An accident with a company car, truck, SUV, van, or fleet vehicle is not just another car accident. If you were injured in a company vehicle accident, call Thomas J. Henry. Thomas J. Henry handles serious company vehicle accident cases and gets serious results for injured clients. To learn more or start your claim today, visit tjhlaw.com/radio. That's tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
Take a break from the hustle. This is Halftime with Michael Jimenez on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Upload a photo of what's on your grill and enter a description and recipe at sasportstar.com, and you can win a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. Winner chosen every Thursday at 6 on the Blitz. Welcome back to Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Beginning February 1st, 103.3 FM. My name's Michael Jimenez, joined by Rudy J. and Carl Schoenig. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Happy Wednesday.
Spurs are back at it tonight. This is a game where someone has to win. The Spurs have lost 10 out of 12. The Oklahoma City Thunder have lost 9 out of 11. Someone's got to win this game.
What is Oklahoma? What did you say?
Oklahoma City has lost 9 out of 11. The Spurs have lost 10 out of 12.
I think they're 14 and 29, something along those ranks.
Oklahoma City 14 and 29. The Spurs are a game and a half better at 16 and 28. As of right now, in the draft lottery, if all went as according to plan, right now Oklahoma City would be 4th and the Spurs would be somewhere tied for 6th. But yeah, it's one of those games, man. I mean, this is going to be a game that's probably going to be poorly attended because, again,
this is a game where you can afford courtside.
Yeah, I mean, it was a half-empty arena against the Phoenix Suns, and they have the #1 record in the NBA.
Well, I'm giving people the benefit of the doubt. COVID is running rampant. People are self-quarantining. I'm gonna give them that excuse. More than the record. Like, I don't think people are like, no, they suck, I'm not going. I think people are like,
no,
Omicron is going wild.
I disagree. In a few weeks, that same AT&T Center is going to be packed for the concerts at the San Antonio Rodeo.
Well, the rodeo is a different crowd.
Well, come on, man. But it's a crowd is a crowd, man. Are you saying if you go to the rodeo, you're not a Spurs fan?
No,
is that what you're saying?
I'm going to watch what I say. But rodeo, you may want to, there may be a little bit more willing crowd to take more chances.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Me? Yeah,
man,
yeah.
I read between the lines very well with you.
Yeah,
but,
see, that's just that good.
I love hanging with Rudy J on Wednesdays, but man, the Spurs. It's been an interesting year for the Spurs.
What's interesting? What's your definition of interesting?
What's interesting is that the Spurs started off where there's hope. I think people had false hope that the Spurs could be a top 6 team. They lost a lot of games early on. They kind of rounded the corner a bit, and were looking like they could threaten a 500 record. Then COVID struck.
I know. As soon as they got hot,
yes.
I think they had won 4 in a row.
Yeah, right around
and then
there.
COVID hit them,
and then they come back. Players get back. They almost beat the Brooklyn Nets. They did beat Golden State in San Francisco. They've played the Suns very well twice.
They beat the Bucks.
They beat the Bucks.
I want to say they beat the Lakers.
They beat the Lakers in LA. They beat the Clippers in LA. They beat the Jazz in Utah. It's just a weird team and a weird season all around.
Yeah. Now that part I will agree with you on. DeJounte's grown. I went to the Cavaliers game. And the first takeaway was the Cavs are really, really good. That's a really good basketball team. But watching DeJounte up close and personal, he gets to wherever he wants to get to on the court. Gets to his sweet spot. Like, that's when you're in your groove. It's like, yo, I'm going to the elbow. I'm going to meet him at the top of the key. I'm going to cross. I'm going to cross again. I'm going to get to the elbow. I'm going to pull up, and then I'm going to knock it down. Like, he's to that point. And it's a good thing. I mean, it doesn't always result in wins, but this was the DeJounte that we all got excited about that second season. We're like, oh, we got something. And it took a while. He had to come back from the ACL, and then it was like, what's wrong? But we all forget, like, some people come back from ACLs differently. Everybody's not going to be Adrian Peterson and just be like, come back and not miss a beat. It takes guys. I think it took Carson Wentz a year to come back from his knee injury. I wanted Dak. Dak's going to be much better next season because of his injury. Some people it takes longer, and I think that was the case with DeJounte. And then you combine that with the work with the great Chip England, the Wizard. I don't think Chip is human. Like when you look at Tim and Tony and Kawhi and Danny, like, he's fixed some guys shots that should never be able to shoot.
And that's what concerns me, because
so you combine his work ethic with Chip England's work. DeJounte's been phenomenal.
DeJounte's been amazing.
Yes, I love watching DeJounte play basketball.
Now, he's also getting some love, some respect, from the NBA in general. Chris Paul coming out and saying, that's my guy, saying that he's deserving of an all-star spot. And it's just one of those things.
I didn't hear that. I missed that.
It's one of those things where, DeJounte, people are taking notice because those stats don't lie. He's averaging 18, 8, and 8. But the fact of the matter is, over the last month, it's been closer to 24, 9, and 9. He leads the league in steals at 2 a game. He's having a great year, and it's just one of those things where if the Spurs record was better, he'd have a better chance of making the All-Star team. But there's still a chance out there.
Yeah.
You mentioned Chip Engelland and how he corrected people's forms and shots, right? That we
within
about,
what they already do.
Right. Kawhi Leonard, you mentioned Keldon Johnson.
Tony really couldn't shoot.
He couldn't.
Yeah, Tony just could get to the paint, had a teardrop, but Tony developed a shot.
I need Derek White to work more with him to get that 3-point stroke.
You don't like
down.
Derek White's stroke?
Well, dude, 29% accuracy is 29% accuracy from 3. He got it up to 30 the other day, but it's been in the upper 20s most of the year. There's an issue with that. And I was talking about this on Locked On Spurs with Jeff Garcia, that everyone loves Derek White, and he's probably the one player that I will go out and say.
It's just like one of the guys like you leave your kids with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, Derek, you watch the kids for a minute? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
no problem.
everybody loves him. And I love him personally too.
Yeah.
But I think he's probably the most overrated Spur, because I think you can get 80% to 90% of what he does with other people. You could just plug him in, because the fact of the matter is that, yeah, he's good defensively and he can control the ball.
Takes good charges.
Takes a good charge, right? But at the end of the day, your shooting guard needs to be able to shoot better than 29% from 3 in this day and age.
And in today's NBA, fair?
Yeah. But fair or foul? Let's talk about the Cowboys. Dak Prescott walking it back. Dak Prescott, after the game where they lost to the Niners 23-17 and their season was over, he took to the podium and was addressing the fact that Cowboy fans were throwing bottles onto the field. And at first, he was a little bit upset about it. Oh, you shouldn't be doing stuff like that.
Try so hard.
Yeah. And then someone says, oh, that was aimed towards the referees. And he was like, oh, well, good on them. Good on them.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember at that point thinking to myself, you know what? My opinion of Dak Prescott honestly changed right there. It's just...
Mike, don't be that sports talk host guy.
No, man.
This is his first misstep in his career.
No.
Come on, it's a heat of the moment. He's emotional.
There are several...
You know what that's like? And I said it this morning. That's like I have an 800 credit score.
Yeah.
And I'm a day late on the payment and you just dropped them down to 520?
No.
You know what I mean? Come on, Mike.
No, I'm not trying to be that guy. What I'm trying to say is that you are held to a higher standard when you're the leader of the team.
Yes.
When you're the captain of the team. When you are the figurehead of the team and the face of that team.
Agreed.
And because of that, there are certain things you should not say. Certain things you should not do. And one of the things that you should never say is
incite violence.
Incite violence and throw stuff at officials.
And he's allowed a misstep.
He's allowed a misstep, but you know what?
I don't think he meant it.
There's several degrees to it all, man. I have this debate with Rob Thompson all the time. I'm like, yeah, there's manslaughter and there's murder. There's different degrees of it all, right?
Right.
There is stealing a candy bar and there's stealing $1 million. Both are theft, but it's different degrees. This one right here was a little bit more egregious, man. I think that this was something that was a little bit more. And I look at this and I go, Tom Brady never would have said this. Joe Burrow never would have said this. Josh Allen never would have said this.
You're being sarcastic, right?
I am not, man. I was so disappointed because I like Dak Prescott. I'm not a Cowboy fan. You know that. I don't cheer for the Cowboys. I actively root against them. But Dak Prescott, like as a man, guy to guy, I'm like, dude, that's a great guy. I'd want to be his friend. I'd want my daughter to date him, that kind of thing, right? But I heard that comment and I was thinking to myself, the NFL better find his butt off. Better find his butt off, because you cannot be advocating, even if you're joking, violence in the stands.
Mike.
Someone throws a bottle and it hits an official on the head.
First of all, I don't think they can have glass in the stadium.
Okay, anything, whatever that they're chunking out there. Pick up a piece of the seat and throw it, man.
Don't be. I can't believe this is your take, because you're a guy. You always let everything have a long leash. Like, if we can find him. I know this morning Carl said it should be about 75 to 100, which I think is steep, but it is assault.
Oh, okay. So Carl, you are advocating for a fine as well, right?
Oh yeah, they can't really suspend him, but I don't think that's worthy of a 1-game suspension.
No.
But it's probably worth a $75,000 fine.
That's a lot.
Well, it is, but you're also in the same breath, literally right before that, he thought that the fans were throwing stuff at the players, and he condemned it. And then as soon as the media member insinuated that it might be the refs he was throwing at, he's like, oh, well, good on them. So, you know, it was heat of the moment, really.
Right.
And then I think he didn't even think anything of it until maybe it blew up and somebody said, yeah, you better say something because they're going to hit you with some kind of fine anyway.
And he didn't say it once. He said it 2 or 3 times.
Oh, he doubled down. He did say it a couple times.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, but come on, man. We can all agree Dak's a great guy that had a bad moment.
I don't know him personally.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what?
I thought Deshaun Watson was a great guy too,
true.
but you know, we never know.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, Jared from Subway. Thought he was, I mean, who was more safe than Jared from Subway?
You're getting dark now on us, Rudy.
Bill Cosby.
That's way dark.
We're going down it.
We're in a break zone, y'all.
You never leave your drink around
let's not
Bill.
get in trouble.
Yeah, and right now I have a bubble that pops up at my computer that says Britney Spears has an injunction against Jamie Lynn Spears or whatever her
Poor
name is.
Poor Britney, man. Childhood fame is hit or miss. Like if you don't have the right people around you, it can go bad. And I feel bad for Britney. She's clearly struggling mentally.
Yeah.
Like
and
some of her pictures she posts, she just looks so
exactly it.
She looks so bad in the face. You know, like what's wrong with Britney?
I showed my wife some of those photos and she was like, this is
Who is
Britney?
that? Yeah.
You know what? Let's talk about this more on the other side
Okay.
because I was actually 5 feet away from Britney Spears a while back, 10 years ago, back in the day. But there was somebody standing right next to her.
That was more famous?
That was just as famous and is one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my
Beautiful
entire
women?
life. Yeah, that I've ever seen in my entire life. We're also going to talk about Jim Carrey turning 60 years old. Man, I feel old. Hey, 1:30, Blood In, Blood Out review. We've been waiting for this. This is halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
The Paul Feinbaum Show.
I got more football knowledge in my little finger than you got between them 2 big dumbbells on your ear, buddy.
This afternoon at 2, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
The 23rd ranked Texas Longhorns were upset by Kansas State 66-65 in Austin last night. Texas had a 65-60 lead with 3:20 left in the game, and the Wildcats came back to edge out the Longhorns and hold them scoreless the final minutes of the game. In other Big 12 action, number 5 Baylor defeated West Virginia 77-68, and the 18th ranked Texas Tech Red Raiders knocked off number 15 Iowa State. And tonight TCU will visit Oklahoma State to wrap up the Big 12 weekday schedule. The San Antonio Spurs are set to host the Oklahoma City Thunder at AT&T Center tonight with a 7:30 tip-off, and the Austin Spurs will be getting going at the same time in Edinburgh against the RGV Vipers. That game can be seen on ESPN+. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Carl Soning.
When others treat your fries as an afterthought, all you're left with are cold, soggy fries. That's why Wendy's new fries are ones you won't forget, guaranteed to be hot and crispy, or we'll replace them. We're talking natural cut, skin-on fries, perfectly seasoned with a hint of sea salt. In fact, they're even preferred almost 2-to-1 over McDonald's. These are fries so hot and crispy, they beg a new question.
What would you like with your fries?
Try them today, only at Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's, taste preference based on a national taste test by an independent research company.
Hi, I'm Emmitt Smith, Pro Football Hall of Famer and 3-time champion.
Pro Football's all-time leading rusher Emmitt Smith talks about joint pain.
Trust me, I know about joint pain. Sure, I made it look easy, but if my body could speak, it would say, I'm in pain.
Are you living with chronic joint pain? Knees, hips, lower back, shoulders? Don't just assume the old treatments are the only treatments.
I've gone under the knife to get rid of pain, but now there are options, and you need to check them out.
Emmitt's talking about QC Kinetics, exciting new natural biologic therapies that can repair and restore damaged tissue in your joints. New options now available here.
You can encourage your body to actually heal itself with the help of QC Kinetics.
Real relief with no surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Call the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics for regenerative restorative treatments with lasting relief.
But now, you and I, we have help. QC Kinetics.
Start now with a free consultation at QC Kinetics. 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. Call today, 571-0318.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Coligard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Coligard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Coligard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Coligard is right for you, or visit Coligard.com.
I'm in.
Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions, not available in all areas. Actual Pie customer.
Workers' comp can crush a small business. Every year it would jump 5, 10, 15, 20%, even though there was never any claims. And that's where I was struggling as a growing business.
That's Mike Lozier, owner of Gutter Plumber, a small business in New Jersey. A while back, Mike found his workers' comp costs rising. Luckily, he discovered Pie Insurance.
From start to finish, it was extremely easy. They quickly came back to me with a plan that was affordable for me.
Are you overpaying for workers' comp? Just go to trypie.com, share a few details about your business, and you could save up to 30% with no hassle or hidden fees. Like Mike, we think you'll be glad you did.
I'm very happy that I moved over to Pi for my workers' comp so that I can grow my company while not breaking the bank.
Find out how much you could save with Pi Insurance. Ask your agent or get a quote at trypie.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
If it's rim wrecking board busting action you want, then come and get it.
Catching a right-hand dunk.
The greatest ballers on earth are doing their thing on the hard court, and we bring it to you. Catch the action on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
This is Joe Reinagle. Drive home with Jason Minix and me today at 4, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
It's halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. My name's Michael Jimenez with Rudy J. and Carl Schoenig. Before the break, we talked about the breaking news involving Britney Spears sending a cease and desist letter to her sister, Jamie Lynn, demanding that she stop talking about her on her book tour. Britney Spears, man, she has some issues going on.
For a while. Remember, she lost custody of the kids for a while back.
Yeah.
You know, when TMZ just followed her until she just went crazy, shaved her head. And
that when she attacked the car with the umbrella. Forgot about that.
Yeah, man. She's had some issues, man. That's mental.
This is a long time coming, man.
Yeah.
Long time coming. We were talking about this during the break. You were like, man, child celebrities, they go one way or the other. They're either angels or they're not.
Yeah.
And so sorry to hear about that. But back in the day, about 12 years ago, I was about, I'd say about 5 or 10 feet away from Britney Spears.
Where were you?
I was at Planet Hollywood in Las Vegas.
Okay.
There was an award show going on that evening, and I attended the award show, which was the Billboard Music Awards.
Damn.
And I had never attended an award
Good
show
gig.
like that. I was there in Vegas for a friend's wedding. And, so one of the things I do whenever I go out of town is I check and see what's going on. Are there any concerts, comedians coming into town or whatnot? And I was like, Billboard Music Awards, there are tickets for that? I didn't know that you could just like,
the public can buy tickets? I thought you were working for someone that got you in.
That's what I thought. Well, I see what you're saying, but no,
Yeah.
I just like, there's tickets, like a Ticketmaster type of thing. And I went and I bought tickets, and they were like, okay, there's going to be coming in, coming out. You might spot them at different locations. Well, Britney Spears was about 5 or 10 feet away from me, and obviously very, very attractive person. But the person standing right next to her was amazing, and I will never forget it. It was Rihanna.
Oh, wow. You saw Rihanna up close and personal?
Yes. And that's
a good get.
Let's just say I'm going to lose about 3 years out of my life because my heart was racing. That is a beautiful, beautiful woman. Like, she is a statue, a walking statue that you would see in Europe or something like that.
She's a stallion.
Oh my goodness. But Rihanna, great music, by the way. It's funny if you were to think about like the artists of the century, because if you go back into the 20th century, the 1900s, you would say maybe the Beatles, you would say Elvis, things like that. But right now, it's a 2-horse race right now. It's Rihanna and Taylor Swift.
For the last century?
For the last 20 years.
Okay.
Since 2000.
The last 20, you're going to say Rihanna. So what about Beyonce?
I would say Beyonce is probably running third right now because a lot of her success came in the 90s with Destiny's Child and when she first came out.
Now, are we only doing women?
What about Drizzy Drake?
That was my next
question. He broke the Billboard's record.
Yeah, he has the bill. Like, how do we don't do Drake?
I was just looking this up the other day about like who has sold the most albums. And I so want to revisit this in the next hour.
Okay.
We're going to go over the number of albums sold because it's so different these days. Because now buying an album is different. It's like number of streams.
Yeah, it's different.
Back in the day, you and I would have to go to,
Sound Warehouse.
Sound Warehouse and Evers and 410.
And I went on one on Walsham, and albums back then released on Tuesdays.
Did you
went to Sound Warehouse on Tuesdays?
Yeah.
And you could they let you listen to the album. At the headset
CD exchange style.
Yeah, they let you listen to the album before you bought it.
That was so funny, man.
That was the worst business ever. I know if I was an artist, I would walk in mad. Like, you're letting these people listen to my album before they buy. Because there was a few albums I was like, I'm going to buy that album. And then I would go listen. I'm like, nope. Keeping my $12 or $10 or whatever it was.
Yeah. The Spin Doctors, they only had that one good song. I'm not going to buy the whole album.
Yeah, but see, that's the good thing about streaming.
But
now that you can stream, you could pick the ones you like best to download.
But there were some bands that I would listen to that I was like, man, I'd be like, I only like 2 songs on the radio. But after listening to it at CD Exchange, I was like, wow, it's a great album. Bands like Arrested Development, PM Dawn back in the day.
Good one.
So yeah, man, good times. But
the best artists the last 20 years: Drake, Swift, Rihanna, Beyonce. There's got to be a country star we're leaving out.
Country's been a little bit weird, man. They haven't had like a Garth Brooks since the 90s. I mean, they've been big celebrities.
Well, it's pop country now.
Right.
They consider Taylor Swift country in the country world.
She's country-ish. She started there. She has the roots there. But as far as if you were to ask 100 people, do you think Taylor Swift's a country singer? Most would say no.
I say pop.
Not anymore. But let's talk about Jim Carrey. I was a little bit fascinated by this. I'm just going through articles on TMZ and whatnot, and it's like Jim Carrey is 60 years old, and it made me feel old.
He looks good for 60.
And it got me thinking about things like In Living Color.
Where, you know what? Shout out to Jim. And he's given a lot. He's given Keenan his flowers for allowing him on that show. A lot of those people from that show, including J-Lo, who was a fly girl.
Fly girl, yeah.
She was a fly girl on that show. A lot of people got great, made quality careers from Living Color.
Jamie Foxx was Wanda.
Jamie was Wanda. He hates that. Don't ask him about it. He hates it.
It's funny when you go back because, right now, I guess SNL is still a thing. But
very much so. I don't watch it, but it's still a thing for sure.
But back in the 90s, there was that battle going on between Saturday Night Live and you had In Living Color. And Saturday Night Live was kind of in a weird area right there where they were transitioning into the whole, the younger generation with Adam Sandler and David Spade and Chris Farley and Will Ferrell. They were transitioning into that. But before that, there was kind of like this lull where they just had 2 or 3 really bad years. And In Living Color, if I'm not mistaken, was on Fox. It was, I think it was on Fox. Fox back then had, The Simpsons.
Did they have Arsenio
Married
too?
with Children and Arsenio.
Yeah.
And, but you would watch the show and it's like, this is completely different than what SNL is doing because SNL is doing like political commentary and you have, In Living Color doing Fire Marshal Bill,
hated it. Yeah, that was, I loved it. Because again, like during that time, as a black man, you didn't see that. So to see your people on television in that capacity and they're winning, you're like, and then you had Arsenio. I was like, this is pretty cool.
And then who's that girl dancing? Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez
out there. That was the first time I looked at someone and went, okay. I see the star. I see the star here.
I didn't see it till Selena.
Yeah. But I was thinking about what are the greatest movies that Jim Carrey ever has done. And you know what? I'm gonna rank off here the top 10 according to Rotten Tomatoes, which is basically an aggregate of what critics think and what moviegoers think.
I'm listening.
Number 1, pleasantly surprised, because I'm gonna say that this is my favorite Jim Carrey movie.
It is the first Dumb and Dumber.
Nope.
It is the one where he played God.
Bruce Almighty.
Bruce Almighty.
No.
The Truman Show.
The Truman Show.
Yeah.
Is number one Jim Carrey movie. It has a 95% approval
I never
rating.
watched that one.
The Truman Show should have won him an Oscar.
What?
He won all the awards leading up to this. So it's a dramatic movie. It's kind of a drama comedy movie. He won all the awards leading up to it, like the Golden Globes and all that stuff. And usually, if you win those,
you get the Oscar.
Or at the very least, you get nominated. He did not get nominated. It's one of those things where that Academy, which is still having problems now,
they don't take certain people seriously.
They don't take certain people seriously, exactly. And the Truman Show is a great movie. It basically revolves around a young man who has lived in essentially a bubble of a society his entire life.
Okay.
And basically his life is a reality show. And people all around the world are watching his life, but he does not realize that he is being filmed. He does not realize that he is the subject of a reality show. And everything around him is fake. His wife is fake. His friends are fake. His teachers are fake. Everything is fake around him. And he's the only one not in on it. Ouch. And it's and keep in mind, this came out in 1998 when reality TV was suddenly becoming a thing.
It was Real World.
The Real World.
Real World started this whole thing.
True story.
And then it's like Survivor.
Yeah.
Bachelor. Flavor Flav.
Flavor of Love.
Yeah, the Flavor of Love.
His other top movies out there, by the
Give
way.
it to me.
The top 10 are Eternal Sunshine and The Spotless Mind. I've never seen that one.
That's number 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 3 is Liar Liar.
I like that
Number
one.
4 is Dr. Seuss, Horton Hears a Who.
Oh, that was a good one.
Number 5, The Mask. I love, and my daughter loves.
I loved it.
6 is Lemony Snicket.
Didn't see it.
Didn't see that one either. Number 7, I Love You, Philip Morris. Never seen that one.
Never seen that one.
Number 8, Dumb and Dumber, which is great, but the sequel was trash.
Yeah.
Number 9, Earth Girls Are Easy. And number 2, Sonic the Hedgehog. And then you also have Man on the Moon at 11 and The Cable Guy at 12. But
okay, not bad list.
Happy birthday, Jim Carrey. Number 60.
Yeah. I didn't realize I hadn't seen so many Jim Carrey movies. I thought I'd seen them all.
The Ace Ventura one's classic. Laces Out.
I love Ace
Laces
Ventura.
Out.
Like
Finkel,
I loved it for
Einhorn.
what it was.
Finkel, Einhorn.
It wasn't, it wasn't supposed to be like a great movie. It's just supposed to be funny.
When he gets the plunger to his mouth.
Who does that?
Hey, we have another hour of halftime to go on the San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. When we come back, we'll be talking more sports. And at 1:30, finally here, Blood in, Blood out. What were my thoughts on that movie? Another hour to come on San Antonio Sports Star.
It's time to get your hoops on. The NBA season is off to a fast start. North, south, east, west. Step back for 3. Bang, got it. The courts are firing with board busting and rim wrecking in your face balling.
Deep 3 straight away. Oh, we got another one.
And we got it all covered. Everything a fan like you wants and then some.
Hammers a right hand dunk.
Get the latest on your game on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Why does Walgreens offer copays as low as $0 and 90-day refills? Because we care about Medicare, so you don't have to. I mean, do you really care to hear me go on about same-day prescription delivery making your life easier? Or how there's a pharmacy expert available 24/7 and one-click refills? Well, I just did anyways. Fill your Medicare prescriptions with Walgreens and save.
$0 copays apply to Tier 1 generic drugs and select plans with Walgreens as a preferred pharmacy. Restrictions apply. See walgreens.com/Medicare for complete details.
A secret to sticking with your goals? The right gear. Which is why I went on Kohl's.com and got an Adidas hoodie for under $45, picked up some Nike sneakers, and got a new fleece from Tech Gear for just $12.99. Oh, you can also get an extra 30, 20, or 15% off with your Kohl's card and get free store pickup. If only exercising was this easy. Select styles, Adidas and Nike coupons do not apply. Ends January 23rd. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Yes, Miss Tubbs. No problem. I'll call someone about the plumbing.
One of Beatrice's properties needs a new superintendent.
The custodial team is not...
Someone with handyman superpowers and a concierge alter ego.
Does anyone know any good electricians near Parkville?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Now an important message from Exergen.
A critical new FDA study proves that the widely used non-contact thermometers are not accurate and have high probabilities for false negative readings. New COVID strands are on the rise, and non-contact manufacturers are being irresponsible at a time when accuracy matters most. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. Don't wait. Switch to Exergen because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
The Roo Pub is the best place to watch a game. Football, basketball, the big fights, they have them on at the Roo on their 3 massive 170-inch laser screens and TVs all around. Come hungry, the food is fantastic, and the kitchen is open until 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. The Roo Pub has the best darts area in town, indoor cornhole and weekday happy hour from 11 to 6. For lunch, dinner, or late at night, and the best place to watch a game, get into the Roo Pub at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
You and your phone have been through a lot this past year. It's been your lifeline to the world. And now some big wireless company is telling you got to buy a new phone from them and sign their contract? They don't control you. With TracFone Wireless, you can keep the phone, number, and network you already have. Already got a 5G phone? Keep that too. Because TracFone runs on America's best networks now with 5G nationwide. Plus, we've got unlimited talk and text smartphone plans starting at just $20. TracFone Wireless. Now you're in control. 5G nationwide access requires a 5G capable device. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Hey, Ray Magliozzi here. I'd like to carry more parts at my shop, but I just don't have the room. Every time I go in the back to get wiper blades, I trip over a dusty crate of Honda air filters, then bang my head on some GTO radiator hoses. eBay Motors never has that problem. They stock all the right parts at the right prices. 122 million of them, with everything from new headlights to vintage gear shifters. I can't imagine being able to stock 122 million parts. I mean, where would I get all those shelves? eBay Motors. Let's ride.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Happy Hour is back at Twin Peaks. Monday through Friday from 2 to 7 p.m. Score sweet deals like $1 off all wine, liquor, cheap shots, and freezing cold 29-degree draft brews. With select apps available for $2, $4, and $6. Twin Peaks Happy Hour is the move. Before we rodeo San Antonio, mosey on over to Dietz Tractor. We're busting out of the chutes early with a stock full of LS tractors. And this is no 8-second ride. Take your time and choose from a field that includes compact and utility tractors at low prices. Excel in your field with LS Tractor, 7-time winner of the EDA Dealer's Choice Award. Backed by a limited 6-year warranty, LS Tractors will give you more standard features and more performance for less money. These are some of the hottest tractors around, and Dietz Tractor wants to sell them to you today at unbelievable prices. Dietz Tractor, where you get more tractor for less.
Live, local, loud. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Michael Jimenez. Halftime.
It's hour number 2 of halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. On the go at sasportstar.com. My name is Michael Jimenez with Rudy J. and Carl Schoenig. Sports, pop culture, nostalgia. You know, in the last hour, Rudy, we were talking about the highest selling artists of the 2000s, and we forgot 2 really big names. I'm taking a look at the best-selling albums. So it's not cumulative, but the best-selling albums of the 2000s. We missed the top-selling one.
Usher or Nelly?
Nope.
Mariah Carey?
Nope. Not you're not even close.
Who?
Sold 31 million copies. The highest-selling album of the 2000s.
Okay.
Is the album 21 by Adele.
Oh, duh.
The second highest-selling album at 27 million is The Eminem Show by Eminem. Number 3 is Come Away With Me by Norah Jones. The fourth highest selling album of the 21st century is Adele. Is Adele the winner? I mean, she sold those 2 albums combined 54 million copies.
No, the winner is Rich Paul.
That's true.
Because he's helping her
That's
spend
right.
it.
That's
He's
right.
helping her spend it.
And Adele's looking good these days.
Ooh, she is.
I don't hear Adele in the clubs.
The top 20 albums, by the way, of the
Okay.
21st century also include an album by Evanescence, Amy Winehouse, Avril Lavigne, Linkin Park, Meteora.
Where's 50 Cent? Get Rich or Die Trying was like
Michael Bublé, 10th was Confessions by Usher.
I've sold a lot. I love that album.
I think I went to Boston Pub one time and played the entire album on the jukebox.
Dude, I love that album.
Lady Gaga, Green Day, Coldplay, Blink-182, Shakira, Pink, Coldplay, another Eminem album, Kelly Clarkson, and Alicia Keys.
Get Rich or Die Trying was the soundtrack for every Go Shorty, it's your birthday. Like, who didn't? Come on.
Well, I think what this is
who didn't party to that?
So maybe what I need to do is break it down to the United States, because this is worldwide sales.
No, I mean, sales are sales, because if we're not going to do, because Adele she's not from America, is she?
No, she's from England.
Okay, because I don't want to discount her, but Get Rich, when 03, when 50 came out, it was a tornado. We were all 50 Cent fans.
50 Cent. It sold 12 million copies back in 2003. Get Rich or Die Trying.
That wasn't enough, I
The
guess.
same amount, by the way, that Nelly Furtado sold.
I used to love Nelly.
Oh, Nelly Furtado. She was in my celebrity top 5 crush list. Probably still. She's probably in the top 10
She was
still.
smoking.
Very nice. Welcome back to Halftime, San Antonio Sports Star. It's sports, pop culture, nostalgia. We kind of bounce back and forth. Hey, I saw this meme yesterday that got me thinking.
What happened?
It asked the question, what was your first job and how much did you make on your first job?
Okay.
So before we get to you,
No,
Rudy,
do your thing.
let's get to
It's your
Carl.
show.
Carl, your first job, where was it at?
Play-by-play.
I'm gonna think I was a stalker at PetSmart. I think that was the first paying job that I had. Stalker? Like I had to stock the dog food and such.
Yeah.
Push around the crates.
What was your hourly? You remember?
I want to say maybe $9.
Now,
somewhere around there.
Now, is it PetSmart or is it PetSmart?
That's
PetSmart.
Wait, that you didn't answer it.
It's PetSmart.
Wait,
it just blends together.
It just blends together. It's one word.
That's a good question, Mike.
Because I never got it. Because it could go either way. It's PetSmart because you're smart purchases for your pets.
Or is it PetSmart?
Like your pet's store.
But it's just PetSmart.
Someone got paid a lot of money on that.
that was good.
There was a boardroom and someone's raised their hand and said, "I got a name."
It's a play on Kmart, but they did well.
Yeah. My first was McDonald's.
Ooh.
I was a McDonald's drive-through guy.
First of all, how are you a guy and get drive-through? Because the guys they normally put us, because Burger King wasn't my first gig.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you my first gig here in a bit. But when I worked at Burger King, I was in the back. I was doing fries. I was doing burgers. Like, how did you get on drive-through?
Well, don't get me wrong. I would do the fries and be the runner. I wasn't the one cooking, though. I'd be the runner. And it's so funny because my second job was Target, and people would think, oh, you were a stalker. I'm like, no, I was a cashier. And I also went and got the carts. Dude, my legs were amazing in high school and in college because I was pushing those carts. Dude, whenever I go to Target now and I see them using these like machines to get like 20 to 30 carts, I get so pissed off. I'm like,
you were just pushing them solo dolo, just you?
Yeah, and it wasn't those
mano y mano.
It wasn't those flimsy plastic ones. It was the the metal ones that you'd push on. But I did that. I made $4.25 an hour at McDonald's. I worked there for about 6 months until I got held up, and I was there.
Were you there?
I was there not working. I was there picking up my check. I showed up, and 3 people were robbing the place. This one little Hispanic dude, I'm Hispanic myself, so there you go. I can say that. He starts yelling at me, "Don't move, MF! Don't move! Don't move! Don't move!" And I'm looking at him, and I'm like, "Man, I can take this guy out." And
Did he have a gun, Mike?
I didn't see it though.
Oh my god!
So I start jawing back at him.
Not for McDonald's, not for $4.25 an hour,
dude.
bro.
Not for $4.25. I just thought it was some jerk in line. I didn't know he was holding up the place. But then I turn around, and then he turns around and he has a gun. And then there's a girl there keeping time, and another guy that was there, and it was like this 3-person thing.
Bro, did you think you were Hakeem in Coming to America? Were you gonna unscrew the mop and take him out? Who did you think you were?
Freeze, you rhinoceros.
Sweat from a baboon's. Wait, what?
Yeah, so I look in the back and I see people on the ground with their hands behind their head, like laying down. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, if I jump the counter, I can tuck myself underneath the register or something like that. But man, I just stood there like an idiot. The guy that had the gun dropped the gun. The bullets went flying everywhere. I stood there like an idiot watching him pick up all the bullets and reload. But ultimately they left, and I was like, "Can I have my check now?" And I quit.
Yeah.
So yeah, $4.25
But
McDonald's.
dude, they had a timekeeper. If you're gonna have a timekeeper, you got to rob a bank.
Yeah.
Not McDonald's. What's the most you're gonna get at McDonald's? $600 with the timekeeper. If I'm gonna have a timekeeper, we're hitting the bank.
But yeah, I see what you're saying. But man, yeah, I
can't believe that. That's
I
a crazy
remember the
story,
one
bro.
time they told me to go work the kitchen because a lot of people called in sick that day.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And they wanted me to do breakfast, make the egg McMuffins.
Sausage. Yeah.
And they're like, well, it's all done by timer and just cook it until it looks right. I'm like, that's not what you tell somebody who's 15, 16 years old. So I can feed some dude in the drive-thru. Yeah, I cooked it until it looked right.
Wow. My first gig was at the George Gervin Youth Center.
Interesting.
Yeah. Remember George? I don't know if he still has it, but George had a youth center where you'd come together in the summer, and he had these contracts with all these different places, and he would put each of us to work somewhere. So I was at the George Gervin Youth Center, and they sent me to Kelly Air Force Base. It was still open at the time, and I would go to the mail room, get everybody's mail on a cart, and walk the cart around the whole building, and just give people mail. It was pretty. My first job was super cool. And then on Fridays they would take us to SeaWorld, Fiesta, Texas. So I'm forever indebted to George Iceman Gervin.
And that's over there on the 35, right?
I don't even remember where headquarters was. Again, I was 15. No, matter of fact, I was 14. My aunt lied on the application because she was like, "You asked for too much stuff, so I'm going to make you 16, and you're going to work." And great first job to have, man. That was cool at George because I wasn't like a at-risk youth. I had my mom, I had aunts, uncles. I wasn't no bad kid, but there were some kids that were at risk that that really come from nothing. I still had stuff. My mom still bought me stuff. My mom had a job. I had money, had fun. I got to do stuff, but it was just cool to have my own money. So, and then there were some kids there that actually needed that gig, so that's why George did it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it was like him giving back to the community. But yeah, man, George Gervin Youth Center. First gig ever, man. Loved it.
Now, you said you were at Burger King also?
I did Burger King my junior year in high school.
Did you ever do the trade-off with other friends at other fast food places where they would come into the drive-thru and you'd load up a bag?
I wish. I was always in the burgers. And this was when the Whopper first hit, bro.
Dude, my friends who worked at Chick-fil-A, we would have
they would hook y'all up.
This exchange. We'd call it the brownie special. And we'd go in there and they'd put 2 brownies in a bag. We'd pay for the brownies, I don't know, $3.
Yeah.
And it'd be loaded with sandwiches on top. And then they would say that they'd want to have a pie with the soda. And I knew that was code for we need 40 nuggets in this bag over here. And at the end of the night, man, they used to throw away the food.
Yeah.
And we'd all sit there and go, throw away the food. Just give it to us, man. And that practice ended because we were putting more fries on the fryer. We were cooking more nuggets than we should, and so just so that we could take it home. But the 90s were a different time, man.
I had a few women, little girls that would hook me up at different drive-thrus, but I never was able to hook anybody up. I was cooking. Yeah, I did Pizza Shop, Burger King, the Finish Line. Finish Line was my favorite job.
When I was a senior in high school, I was hired by the San Antonio Express-News to do movie reviews.
No way. No wonder why we do this on Wednesdays. You've been doing this since you were a child.
And it's funny because I talk about how I didn't watch movies growing up, but starting in high school, they were paying me $50 an article to write a 500
what?
A 500 page
500 words.
Was it 500 words, something like that? Column.
That's a lot.
And it was like
That's actually a lot of words.
Yeah. Bob Polanski and Larry Ratliff and all those guys who would do the normal reviews. They would put me alongside of them as the teen perspective of a particular movie. And so it was kind of interesting. I remember doing The Cowboy Way with Woody Harrelson was one of the movies I did. I did 10 or 12 movies. And
did you love it?
I liked some movies and I hated others, but man, people are already threatening me about Blood In, Blood Out. And I'll tell you this much. This is going to come at 1:30. This was the most difficult movie review I've ever done. This was a chore. And
this doesn't sound like this is getting a good review.
It was the most difficult review because, going to be honest with you, we're going to be talking about in 16 minutes.
Okay.
I still don't have a letter grade. So I got to think about this for a while.
San Antonio, buckle up. This isn't good.
So
y'all sit tight. This isn't good. I can't wait. All right.
Let's talk a little sports.
What do you want to talk about?
Hey, rumor has it we're on a sports station, but divisional playoffs are coming in this weekend. We were just watching ESPN right now, and Derrick Henry.
He looked full strength to me.
He did, didn't he?
They're talking about questionable. He looked like he can go.
I like that game, dude. The Bengals at Titans.
Yeah, if this was the AFC title game, he's going.
Yes.
If he doesn't go, that tells me that they feel like they're just better than Cincy. Because when what I was watching, what we just watched on SportsCenter, and we're sitting here during the break, that looked like a guy that could go out there and play.
Yeah.
So to me, if he doesn't play, they're like, we can beat Cincy. Let's save him for the Chiefs or the Bills.
That Cincy team is legit. I've been saying it for weeks.
Fun.
Let me ask you this question. I asked this on halftime yesterday. If you could start a team right now, who would you want as your quarterback, as your franchise quarterback? Joe Burrow or Dak Prescott?
Those are only two options. I don't
only
have
two options.
You're not giving me Josh Allen.
Only two options.
Dak or Joe Burrow?
Yeah. And I
Joe
know
Burrow.
Joe Burrow, baby.
Joe
Burrow. Okay. Who has the better trio? Is it CD, Amari, and Gallup? Or is it Jamar Chase, Higgins, and Boyd?
See, he doesn't use Boyd. I don't think
he uses them in the end zone. I mean, Tyler Boyd is legit, dude.
Who's a better threesome? Me, my wife, and J-Lo. Probably hit. I hope no one heard that. Damn, Mike.
Tyler Boyd, 67 catches for 828 yards.
Who you got, Carl, while I think? Cowboys trio or Bengals trio?
I think Jimenez asked me this yesterday, and I said on paper it's the Cowboys, but in reality it's the Bengals.
Jamar Chase, 1,455 yards receiving, 13 touchdowns. I mean, when we talk about trios of wide receivers,
I don't want to be caught up in the moment and go Bengals, but it may be them. I don't want to. I hate getting caught up in the moment. I've been doing radio long enough.
T. Higgins, 1,100 yards receiving this year, 1,091, close enough. So Higgins and Jamar Chase combined for 2,500. You add Tyler Boyd, you're at 3,300. Dude, I mean, Joe Burrow is one of those players that you're not paying attention to.
In a tougher division.
Yeah. But no one pays attention to Joe Burrow. The guy was a national champion for LSU.
No, I paid attention to Joe. I didn't think he was going to be this good coming out of LSU. I thought he was just surrounded by one of the best teams of all time.
Well, he was surrounded by Jamar Chase, and he
had Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, but he has Jamar Chase all over again. So
I think the better trio might be the Bengals.
Bringing you to the dark side. I love it. So who do you got? Bengals at Titans, or is it going to depend on whether or not Henry plays?
Regardless, I'm taking the Titans.
I got the Bengals in that one
because the Bengals, while they're young and they're fun, I'm still a firm believer in you have to get there and learn. Like, I don't know if they're going to just go right to the AFC Championship their first time. Tennessee is seasoned. They've been here. They faced the Ravens. They faced the Chiefs. They faced the Patriots. Like, they know what it takes to win a game like this. Like, there's going to come a point where this game is really close. It's going to come down to not making mistakes. And I think Tennessee will prevail.
Packers, Niners. It's weird. Dan Orlovsky on ESPN said that this is a bad matchup for the Packers. I'm looking at this game thinking to myself, the Packers are going to win by 20.
Yeah, I've heard people saying that. I'm taking Green Bay. Like, while I like what the 49ers have done, and I think they've been in the playoffs for 10 weeks now. Mm-hmm. You know, they had to go 7-2 down the stretch to get in. And then last week, there was legit playoff games. So they've been fighting for their lives for 10 weeks. But
it's
the Cowboys played disgusting football. It was pretty much a home game for the Niners, and they still got out by the hair of their butt. And the Cowboys were awful, and the 49ers still barely won. I'm taking Green Bay by 6.
Green Bay Saturday, single digits and snowing.
Yeah, Green Bay by a touchdown.
Yeah, Jimmy G ain't gonna rock on that.
No.
We have on Sunday Rams against the Bucks. It's kind of weird because I was telling Carl this yesterday that there's a formula to beating Brady. It's just not a lot of teams have the personnel to do this formula, which is to make his feet move. Give him
the right tackle playing.
That's exactly right.
We won't know until Friday at the earliest.
Okay.
So if the Rams D can do what it did in the wild card game, that could make it an interesting game. I'm still leaning towards the Bucks, but this is the one game where I'm like, I'm not going to be surprised. Not going to be surprised if the Rams defense just shows up.
The reason why I feel like it's going to be a game is because when Sean McVay made it to the Super Bowl, they had a running game, and that turned into play action. With the way Sony Michel has played, Cam Akers is back. Matthew Stafford's job just became a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to play a factor, but I've learned over the years not to bet against Tom, and I won't start now. So I'm going to take Tom.
At the end of the day, Matthew Stafford, if it's down to him, I'm not a believer, but he only threw like 16, 17 passes the last game. It was all rushing.
Yeah.
They got out to a big lead, but you take a look at that defense there with Aaron Donald and Von Miller and Jalen Ramsey. I mean, these guys are legit.
But it's about time they showed up. The reason why they struggled this season because the defense couldn't stop a runny nose. But, they came alive last week, and I don't know if that was because Arizona quit or because the Rams came alive. So I'm going to roll with Tom.
And Sunday night, Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs. I cannot wait for this game. Give me Buffalo in this game. That Josh Allen started the season off so slow, and I kind of wrote him off. Week 4, week 5, kind of wrote him off. And then he was getting better, and better. And now they're peaking.
Yeah.
They are peaking. They absolutely destroyed the Patriots, destroyed a Belichick defense. And it was touchdown. I mean, I don't know what else to say. And then you take a look at the Chiefs, inconsistent. They've played better in the second half of the year than they did in the first half of the year. But it's hard to go on the road. But when you look at it and the Chiefs are favored by only like 2 points, that means Vegas thinks Buffalo's a better team. They just happen to be on the road.
They're on the road. I think Buffalo could win the Super Bowl, so I'm taking Buffalo.
Wouldn't that be great? I mean, it's been so long. We talk about
Jim, win one for Kelly.
Win one for Kelly, for Bruce Smith, and win one for Andre Reed and Thurman Thomas all of those guys. But
I'm gonna go Buffalo, man. I said before the season started, I felt like Kansas City, like not the windows closed. They still may win a title here or there, sometime soon. But I didn't think it would be this year, and I'm going to stick to it. On Buffalo, like you said, they're peaking, and then the X factor is Josh Allen's ability to run the ball. The dude is a load. He's like Cam. He's another Cam. He's Cam Newton with better accuracy, bigger arm, and better weapons. I'm taking Buffalo to win that game.
ESPN's showing right now on, I guess it's SportsCenter right now, that the 2 most pressures that they got that Brady ever got this season was against the Rams and the Saints.
Really?
And they lost both games. Just
the Rams destroyed them.
Yeah.
The Rams beat the Bucks up bad when they played. I think it was like week 3, week 4 was early.
And the Saints shut them out 9-0.
Yeah, I know you remember that.
I mean, come on. A Brady team with 0 points.
I remember that week. I had a bunch of Tom Brady guys hitting me up like, see, he's not a machine. You know what I mean? So
which Rocky was that one? That was 4, right? He's not a machine. He's a man.
Yeah, that was number 4 because that's when he cut Drago.
Yeah.
That was the round after he cut Drago.
Do you know I ran into Mills Lane one time? He was the boxing legend referee.
Really?
I ran into him in Vegas one time.
Is he cool?
He was so cool, man. He was at a diner. He was by himself. I was with some friends. We were there. I don't know what we were there for, March Madness or Super Bowl or something. And he was there eating by himself at this diner. And we're like, hey, are you Mills Lane? And one of the questions I asked him was, so the Rocky movies, would you have stopped any of the fights? And he laughed so hard. He was like, I would have stopped them all in the first round.
Stopped all of them.
Rocky had no defense. Oh, man. How can a movie be so good yet so bad at the same time?
It wasn't bad. Oh, look, I didn't care for 1 and 2, and those are the ones that people say are classics. I like 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Clubber Lang, Drago. I love the Clubber Lang.
Now, Clubber Lang was basically Roberto Duran, right? That's basically who he was modeled after.
Really?
Yeah, because Roberto Duran was also one who would talk about
Sugar Ray's wife. Yeah. He got under Sugar Ray's skin, and it worked. It worked. Did you ever watch Leonard, the movie, or Sugar?
No, I've never seen the movie. No.
Yeah, Usher played.
Really?
Yeah, Usher played Sugar Ray. It was a pretty cool little movie. It wasn't like groundbreaking like Ali or anything like that. But it was, I don't know, I can't remember if it was called Leonard, Sugar, or Sugar Ray. I can't remember what it was called, but it was based around him fighting. Well, no. The movie was called Duran or No Mas.
No Mas, yeah.
It was called No Mas. So the movie was about Duran, but Usher had his cameo for the Sugar Ray part. It was cool.
I was a Hagler guy myself back in the day.
Who wasn't?
Dude, lefty. He had a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Hated Sugar Ray Leonard. You know,
him and Thomas Hearns' first round, probably the best round of boxing I've ever seen. I frequent that fight once in a while where I just go, I'm gonna go watch the Hagler Hearns first round.
Yeah.
Like haymaker after haymaker. Probably the best first round I've ever seen.
I rewatched the Gotti Mickey Ward fights a lot.
That's a classic.
Also, the knockout of Marquez against Pacquiao. Oh my God. I just love seeing Pacquiao just go through the ropes and just
crazy.
Hit the ground. But
I remember that was like one of the first memes that just went crazy. Yeah.
Hey, the time is now, baby. Well, the time is 4 minutes. I'm finally here, baby. Give him the review to Blood in, Blood Out. Vatos Locos Forever. Did I like this movie? Watched it for the first time ever this week with my wife. The review. Am I going to get canceled?
I think you're about to get canceled, dog.
This is halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN
Buckle
AM
up.
1250 and 94.5 FM.
Roll home with Joe Reinagle and Jason Minix.
I'm going to tell you something. When I first got into radio, I thought it would be cool. I wanted to be at a strip club, the DJ.
Now on the main stage.
Next on the main stage, it's Barbie. Put your hands together. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, maybe there's a future. I don't know. Hey.
Reinagle with creepy old man vibes.
Exactly right.
The Blitz, weekday afternoons at 4. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Coligard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Coligard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Coligard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Coligard is right for you, or visit Coligard.com.
I'm in.
When it comes to getting work done on your property, get the power, comfort, and quality you need by choosing Kubota compact construction equipment, like excavators, skid loaders, and track loaders. At Ewald Kubota, we have all the equipment you need, whether you're buying or renting. And we know you need the reliable, dependable equipment Kubota is known for. Right now, all new rental customers get 10% off their first rental. This is our way of saying welcome to your neighborhood Ewald Kubota dealership. For more information, visit ewaldkubota.com.
Asthma symptoms can attack anywhere, like on a city street. Now you can get fast relief anywhere with new improved Primatene Mist, the only FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. So whether you need relief of symptoms at the park or at your kitchen table, Primatene Mist starts working quickly, opening up your airways to restore free breathing. For temporary relief of mild symptoms of intermittent asthma, use Primatene Mist and breathe easy again. Available at CVS, Rite Aid, and Walgreens. Use as directed.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations so you get the product you're looking for. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions. Not available in all areas. If you're a small business owner, listen up. High Insurance wants to give you one of those aha moments, the kind that could save you money. Workers' comp is probably one of the biggest costs you face. But did you know that insurance providers have flexibility in setting their prices? That's right. But many don't bother giving small businesses the savings you deserve. Instead, you can get lumped in with other businesses and overcharged. Pi Insurance was created to change that. With Pi, you get a quote tailored specifically to your business, and you could save up to 30% with no hassle and no hidden fees. And with helpful representatives just a call away, it's easy to understand why Pi is rated excellent by customers on Trustpilot. Take 3 minutes to see how much you could save with Pi Insurance. Ask your agent for Pi or go to trypi.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
We will buy no used car before it's time. We will pay the top money because we know exactly what we're doing at GiveMeTheVin.com. We've bought $1 billion with a B of used cars from you guys in 2021 already because this used car market's on fire. $1 billion in volume. We're paying so much, it's scary. Only at GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear. The best seat in the house is on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
It's that time. It's halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. On the go at sasportstar.com with Rudy J. and Carl Schoenig. Wednesdays at 1:30. We do movie reviews.
To say goodbye.
You think I'm
to my credentials.
You think I'm gonna get canceled?
No,
baby.
I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna be.
You know, we do movie reviews on Wednesdays at 1:30, and it's the fact that I didn't see a lot of movies growing up, so there's a lot of movies that I didn't see, and I'm watching for the first time now. And over the past couple of months, I saw for the first time movies like E.T., Indiana Jones, Gremlins, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Jaws, The Dark Knight. So some of these movies are in the 80s and some bleed into the 90s and beyond because some of the popular movies I never watched.
Yeah, and that's understandable for whatever reason.
Yeah.
It's cool. We're catching up now. That's all that matters.
So Blood In, Blood Out was what Twitter voters wanted me to review.
I wanted Urban Cowboy, but continue. Go ahead. I'm about to sit back. I'm put my shades on. I'm gonna sit back. I'm out.
Okay, so Blood In, Blood Out is a very popular Mexican/Chicano movie that came out in 1993. This movie is interesting because it is
in 93.
93. It is one of the first, actually the first rated R movie by Disney company Hollywood Pictures. So this is a Disney movie in a way.
I like the background research.
The budget was $35 million. It only grossed
Which is crumbs. It only what?
Only grossed 4.5. Only made back, 13% of the budget.
But now I think it's recouped because it's been a hood classic. Yeah. So it recouped.
It got terrible reviews, by the way. Roger Ebert gave it 2 stars out of 4.
Screw Robert. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
This movie stars San Antonio's an actor from San Antonio named James Borrego. He played Cruz. Benjamin Bratt is also in this movie, but the star of the movie is Damian Chapa, who plays Miklo. Now, this movie is set in East LA in 1972, and we first get introduced to Miklo, and I'm looking at him going, wait, this guy white? Well, he's half white.
Is he?
He's half white, half Hispanic in the movie, half white, half Mexican. But he identifies only as Mexican, and his dad is racist. So he goes off to go live with his cousins, and his cousins, Cruz and Paco. And Cruz and Paco are in a gang, and this is one of those things where they're in a gang, and it just kind of snowballs along the way. Bad things happen. There's a heroin death of a young teenager that splits up the families, loyalties, and things like that. There's a shooting that sends Miklo to jail, and it straightens up Benjamin Bratt's character, who goes off into the military and eventually becomes a police officer, detective. So now you have
I've never seen
you have a police officer in the family, and the rest of his family are gangbangers, and he's trying to he wants to be a good police officer, but at the same time he wants to be loyal to his family. And eventually this movie just kind of continues to evolve. It continues to evolve because this movie is 3 hours and 10 minutes long. The original cut of this movie,
Scarface was 3 hours.
Yeah, I know, it was less than that. The the original cut of this movie was 5 hours long. It was supposed to star Edward James Olmos, and he was supposed to direct it, but he backed out.
But he ended up doing American Me.
Yes, he did American Me instead. So this movie becomes a prison movie, okay? And it's filmed in San Quentin. And a lot of the people in the movie that you're watching this movie going, man, I know that guy. You know, you have Danny Trejo, who served time in San Quentin, one of his first roles ever.
Machete.
Machete. Billy Bob Thornton is in
Billy
this
Bob
movie.
Thornton was in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
He plays one of the Aryan Brotherhood
Nation,
type of guys. So so you have these gangs in the prison system that are the white supremacist gangs, the black gangs, and the Hispanic gangs. And the weird thing is that the Hispanic gangs on the streets are enemies, but in jail are together. The black gangs that are enemies on the street are together. It's kind of like they don't keep loyalty to their gang. They keep loyalty to their color. And Miklo is half white, half Mexican, going into jail, and he identifies as Mexican. The Mexicans don't trust him because he's white skinned. So it's this ongoing thing about blood in, blood out. And what blood in means is that in order to join the gang, you need to kill somebody. And blood out means that you cannot leave until you're dead. You're in forever. Okay. So that's the whole point of blood in, blood out. And then there's a lot of different things that go on regarding, Cruz's character, who James Borrego here from San Antonio.
I'm looking at Twitter. I'm monitoring Twitter while you do this.
Jesse Borrego's character. I'm sorry. He's from San Antonio. His character, the growth that he has, going from a heroin addict to overcoming the tragedy that he created within this family, that then he lost his family and trying to regain his family. And then Miklo, who was kind of a good guy, who became a gangbanger, who became kind of a leader of the prison gang. And he gets out, he wants to make a name for himself, but he also wants to stay true.
When you say name, like you mean start putting in work?
Start putting in work, yeah.
Okay.
Almost like a Mexican Shawshank Redemption, okay? So as this movie's going on, I'm watching with my wife. By the way, you cannot stream this movie. It is not on Netflix. It's not on Hulu. It's not on Disney Plus.
Where'd you find it? I thought that was interesting.
I found it on YouTube, like just straight up YouTube. All 3 hours and 10 minutes is on YouTube. Now, the weird thing is that the last 6 minutes cut out, so you miss last 6 minutes, but there is a final scene that you can watch. You can watch those 6 minutes on a different page.
Okay.
So it's all there. You just got to find it. Very interesting movie because I looked at it and I identify with a lot of it because this all takes place in East LA and they keep referencing Whittier. And Whittier, California is southeast of LA, and that's where my family's from. Now,
really?
Now, my family, a lot of my California family is in Whittier, California, La Mirada, in that area over there, and they keep referencing that. So it grabbed my attention because of that. And as I'm going on with this movie, what I'm finding are a lot of flaws, but a lot of flaws that I actually enjoy. It's almost like the imperfections made it perfect, because though this movie had a budget of $35 million or so, the fact of the matter is that it came off like a low budget movie. The acting, you have some really good actors in there. Borrego was a great actor in that movie. Brat was a good actor in that movie. But Miklo, the main character in this movie, his acting was kind of just
what?
Just it was amateur. But then I look at his IMDb, and it was only the second thing he's ever been in.
Oh, okay.
And his first starring role.
Okay.
But again, maybe it was better that it was amateur, because if it was polished, maybe you wouldn't believe it. So I'm going on and on with this movie because it was almost like this movie really should have been like, if it was made today, it'd be a Netflix special with like 10 episodes or 5 episodes.
Yeah.
It really should have been that. So I don't fault them for that. The turns and the back and forth, the violence in the prisons, the backstabbing, the gang issues, that the things that happen in the prison spill onto the actual streets, right? So you have a lot of different things going on when it comes to gangs and violence. And this is a very, very difficult review for me to make as far as a letter grade. And I was talking to Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs.
What did he say?
And Ken's 5. And he was like, Michael, you better give this a great review. You better give it an A+, because They will hate you if you don't. Well, first of all, I don't pander. Okay. Secondly,
first of all, wait, hold up, tough guy, Timmy Tough. What did Ryan Clark call Joe Judge? Timmy Tough Nuts. You Timmy Tough Nuts today? Go ahead, big dog. Do your thing.
But everything that I find fault with, I think I can justify and like in a different respect. It's just
don't go soft on me.
This is the hardest one. This is the hardest one.
Okay.
So some of Danny Trejo again, the guy who played Marcellus, Ving Rhames, from Pulp Fiction, he's in this movie. The lady who played Yolanda Saldivar in Selena is in this movie. The guy gets out of jail and he's trying to make something of himself, but he's also has these gang ties that he can't ever escape from. And it's one of those things where, can you forgive family? Is family are you more loyal to your family or to your gang? There's a lot going on with this movie. And I'm going to give this movie 3 letter grades.
What does that mean?
I'm going to settle on 1, I think.
No, time out. Okay, hold on. First of all,
no,
you can't say I don't pander.
Yeah. Okay.
And then give it 3 grades.
Then I will give it an A-.
I think you scared, dog. I didn't get A from you from that breakdown.
No,
I didn't get A from you, man.
I think this is a very important movie. It's basically the Hispanic version of Boys in the Hood. It is.
Hey now. Boys in the Hood is near and dear to me now.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna have to go watch it, because if you're gonna call it the Hispanic Boys in the Hood, then that means it was phenomenal.
Boys in the Hood is amazing. Boys in the Hood, and the speech in Boys in the Hood that the father gives about gentrification and stuff
which
like that.
At the time I had no idea. When I'm watching it as a kid, I don't know what he's talking about. But now when I watch it now, showing it to my daughter, I'm like, oh damn, he was talking about gentrification way back then.
One of the most dramatic things that you'll ever see is that scene.
Yeah.
This movie had a lot of great one-liners and whatnot. And I think the reason why I can't give it an A+ is because there isn't that moment right there. There isn't that's Lawrence Fishburne, right?
Yeah.
There wasn't that Lawrence Fishburne area. I almost think that
the father-son, the relationship of them, like him teaching. Yeah, go ahead.
The end of the movie is a conversation between 2 of the brothers. And says, quote, "No matter how much hate you have, you are both connected. You've got the same blood flowing through you." Talking about cousins and brothers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And, we've got something better than a rabbit's foot, Holmes. We got familia. To me, it was kind of like a gymnast who has a great routine and then tries to stick the landing, but kind of wobbles for a split second.
But it's still
a great, and then put their hands up in the air and everyone cheers.
That's a great explanation.
It was a great lifestyle risk, carnal. That's the great one-liners throughout the entire movie. I'm going to give it an A-, but you know what?
This was your most serious breakdown. I've listened to all of them. This was your most so I know where you're coming from.
Because I try to look at it from the story perspective.
Right.
Okay, if you want to say like what is the storyline? I think the storyline's an A+. If you want to say how the acting is like a B+. And if you were to ask the question about like the writing and the music and all that stuff, it's an A- to an A.
So you got average it out to A-.
I'm averaging out to an A-. If you want to say it's just straight up A, I'd be okay with that. I cannot say A+ because it wasn't the best movie of all time. But to me, again, it's basically Boys in the Hood, Chicano style.
Dope.
But it's set in the 1970s to the early 80s. So it's not like current time or anything like that. But it was good. But the fact of the matter is that movie.
What did your wife think?
My wife thought that it ended abruptly. She kind of looked at me at the end and went, "Is that it?"
Well, maybe
which is weird because it's a 3-hour and 10-minute. How often do you watch a 3-hour and 10-minute long movie and think to yourself, "Well, wait a minute, shouldn't there be more?"
Well, this is the thing, Mike. I may be a woman thing because I don't remember the movie that my wife liked the ending. I can't remember a movie where my wife didn't say, "I don't like the way that ended." Like she says that every movie. So maybe it's a woman thing. I don't know. I don't want to be I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that sexist?
It's just one of those things where I think they could have tied it together a lot better. I think they ended it too fast. I think it was like, man, we're at 3 hours and 10 minutes. We got to just wrap this thing up, man. Wrap it up. But it needed another 5 more minutes to kind of breathe a little bit. But you know what? We'll put a bow on this show on the other side. Read some comments. People are reaching out to me on Facebook and Twitter.
You survived.
A-.
Hey, you keep your card. You get to keep your card. You didn't get canceled. The Hispanic culture will not cancel you for an A-.
If I had said A+, no one would have believed
now,
me
if you would have said C, you wouldn't have had no StreamYard people tomorrow.
But I actually did like that movie. And Rob Thompson was like, "Are you serious?" And I'm like, "Dude, I did." We'll come back on the other side. This is Halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star.
Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix. One was on TV.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live.
The Blitz, this afternoon at 4. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
The 23rd ranked Texas Longhorns were upset by Kansas State 66-65 in Austin last night. Texas had a 65-60 lead with 3:20 left in the game, and the Wildcats came back to edge out the Longhorns and hold them scoreless the final minutes of the game. In other Big 12 action, number 5 Baylor defeated West Virginia 77-68, and the 18th ranked Texas Tech Red Raiders knocked off number 15 Iowa State. And tonight TCU will visit Oklahoma State to wrap up the Big 12 weekday schedule. The San Antonio Spurs are set to host the Oklahoma City Thunder at AT&T Center tonight with a 7:30 tip-off, and the Austin Spurs will be getting going at the same time in Edinburgh against the RGV Vipers. That game can be seen on ESPN+. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Carl Schoening.
Joe, I'm committed to getting into shape, working out, exercising every day.
Great idea, you little fat buddy.
I've invented the perfect exercise machine. It's practical, efficient, and fits in any home. I give you the Row and Go. Ta-da!
The Row and Go?
It's a rowing machine that connects to your toilet, so you can row and...
Stop. Folks, at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC will help homes, schools, offices, and buildings stay in tip-top shape. Every plumbing issue, every AC problem, it's our mission to fix them as fast as we can at a fair price. From the penthouse to the outhouse, call Quarter Moon 651-5899.
The Row and Go. It's going to change the way we exercise. And here's my tagline, Row and Go. It's fitness while you do your fitness.
Make it stop.
Quarter Moon Plumbing and AC, 651-5899. That's 651-5899.
License number M13229, TACLA 000743458.
At Panera, you can say yes to both of your cravings. We call it You Pick Two. And with over 465 pairings, you'll find a meal sure to satisfy any mood. Are you feeling both fresh and fun? Pick our Fuji apple salad with a new Thai chicken soup. Or maybe you're feeling classic and bold. Pair some creamy mac and cheese with our new Citrus Asian Crunch salad. Pick your perfect pair and order a You Pick Two today. Panera, the familiar made fantastic.
Do you love your garage? Can you get your cars and the kids' bikes in? Jason Minix here for Garageization, your garage storage solution. With a variety of shelving, overhead racks, slat walls, and closed cabinet options, Garageization can make your garage functional for the entire family. Call 210-664-4494 and have them give you a free customized plan for your family's needs. For over a decade, Garageization has helped people love their garage. Learn more online at GarageOrganizationSanAntonio.com.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and Navage? And should I try it? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. It's the body's air filter for trapping allergens and viruses. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Nasal irrigation is an effective, all-natural way to clean your nose. It's not a drug. It's more like plumbing. Saline goes in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and germs. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. It's the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Over 2 million sold. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Hey, Jim! Thanks for coming.
Are you kidding? I never miss one of your dinner parties.
How's the new job?
We're growing fast. And I stopped working weekends, thanks to how much smoother everything runs on NetSuite by Oracle.
Fantastic. We're still using QuickBooks.
Why haven't you upgraded to NetSuite?
We're making QuickBooks work, sort of.
Shh, watch your language. The kids are right there. Sorry, Amy. NetSuite gives you visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, planning, budgeting, and more. NetSuite is everything you need to grow, all in one place. And 93% of surveyed businesses increase their visibility and control since upgrading from QuickBooks to NetSuite.
Yeah, sounds like it's time for me to switch to NetSuite. Over 27,000 businesses already use NetSuite. For the new year, NetSuite has a new financing program for those ready to upgrade at netsuite.com/radar. Head to netsuite.com/radar for this special one-of-a-kind financing offer on the #1 financial system for growing businesses. netsuite.com/radar.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game and a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Are you looking for a job where you can have tons of fun and make great money? Twin Peaks is the team for you. We're looking for Twin Peaks girls, cooks, bussers, barbacks, and more. Text WORK 4TP to 85000 to apply. That's WORK, the number 4 TP to 85000 to apply.
Which teams are postseason bound? Which teams will screw the pooch and blow their chance? Which will get in with a miracle win? And how could COVID mess everything up? Get the latest from around the league and stay connected. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
This is Greeny on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
This is halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs.
What'd he say?
Ken's 5 just tweeted out, well, a couple of things. He says that the Britton Forbes trade has still not been finalized yet, working out final details, but he thinks it's still going to happen.
Okay.
And he says, breaking news, and Mike ESPN SA is safe. He gives Blood In, Blood Out, the movie, an A-.
Good job, Mike.
People on Facebook are not as kind, however. Gabriel Chacon says, agree with Rob Thompson, American Me is better. Alfred Fernandez reaches out and says, Michael knows the Badio would have burned his car at HEB if he had said it was bad. Michael talking down the movie, but giving an A- is softer than Charmin. Wow. Even when I give an A-, what did I give an A- to?
Scarface.
Scarface. Oh, I gave it an A- to Scarface and to Blood In, Blood Out. What more do you want?
Have you given an A+ to anything?
No, I think the highest movie I gave a grade to was E.T.
And it was just an A.
Just straight up A. Because I don't know is there a movie that's an A+? I mean,
Shawshank
Redemption is an A+. That's a very good point there.
What, Carl?
Space Jam. And Space Jam 2.
I can't tell if you're being for real or not.
I enjoyed them. I thought they were A's.
You know,
one of the Avengers with the rings.
And the problem is that if I say that a movie is an A and another movie is a B, people are going to try to compare. They're going to be like, oh, well, you gave Gremlins a B+ and you gave the Dark Knight a B-, and therefore you think Gremlins is better than the Dark Knight. No, because you compare comedies to comedies.
They got to be the same genre.
They have to be the same genre because of that, they don't correlate identically,
Yeah.
Like we talked about the Truman Show with Jim Carrey.
Yeah, I got to watch that.
I consider that to be an A, borderline A+ movie. That's an incredible movie that he should have won an Oscar for, never got a nomination for. Rocky Collins says on YouTube that Empire Strikes Back is an A.
Maybe. When does the list come out for the vote next week?
Yeah, so
when do you normally post the poll for next week's?
I normally post the polls today anyway, so it gives me a week to watch. But Jeff Garcia not only is reaching out to me on Twitter, but also on texting. He says, if you do Urban Cowboy next, tell Rudy that I'm Team Pam, boo sissy. I have no idea what that means.
I won't. I'm gonna leave that open ended. Jeff. Ooh, Jeff. Wait, who said that? Was
Jeff
it
Garcia.
Jeff. That's a classic debate, man. I'm sissy. I'm going sissy. I'm rolling with sissy all day long.
Are there any comedies that are A's and A+ that are just like perfect movies? Coming to America.
Harlem Nights.
I've never seen Harlem Nights.
That's a good one.
And that's a movie
You
that
never
I
seen
probably
Harlem
should have
Nights?
seen a
Dude,
long,
Red
long
Fox,
time ago.
Richard Pryor, Ed Murphy, Robin Harris. Like, bro, you need to watch.
I'm gonna add that to the list here.
You need to watch
it'll be
Harlem
Urban
Nights.
Cowboy, Harlem Nights, Grease, and we'll put another movie out there.
You never seen Grease? I've never watched it all the way through. It's not. I don't like musicals.
Yeah, I have a problem with musicals
I don't
also.
like musicals.
I have a problem with westerns too, which is probably why I didn't like.
Did you like No Country for Old Men?
Haven't seen that one.
Have you seen that one, Carl? With Josh
It's
Brolin?
been years. I don't remember whether I liked it or not.
We'll put the poll out there.
But it's not like old. So that does like I like your reviews because it feels nostalgic. Like No Country for Old Men is like 5 years old.
You know,
man.
people give me so much grief on Twitter, but then they listen
Yeah.
to those reviews either way. So admit it. You love me. You love to hate me, and you love me, love
Later.
me. Hey, man, this has been fun. Thanks for being with me, Rudy. The Blitz is coming back at 4 o'clock. This is halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star.
I can't wait to watch you guys play.
We're ready for y'all.
Let's go.